Hey, hello, how's it going? Welcome back to another 20-minute till dawn video. It's me, Cranberry. How's it going? Hopefully you are doing well. We're doing more Spark. I know it's a little boring. I know we're lacking the variety here, but like I said, playing Spark. I think maybe I won't 100% commit to this, but we're playing Spark until I get a new PB. Hopefully, maybe it happens soon. Maybe it never happens, and then I'm forced to switch. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. But same build as last time. We're going for the same idea more or less. The big thing on the last run was we were very late to get assassin. I think we got like level 20 something ish. So we're gonna hope to get it a little bit earlier. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, let's hop in here. Now first on the docket of discussion topics here is want to say, first off, rip Tucker Carlson bozo, rest in hell, you fucking idiot. Now I know I back to back 20-minute videos of being unusually political. I don't know why. It never comes up because at least I am going to reset this run. No, actually, let's try Scythe here. Let's see how the early game Scythe plays out. I think something to be said about it for sure. It's a lot of damage, but I do not like an early game summon personally. But yeah, I am. It's not that I'm not a political person. It's just that my content. Okay, now we reset because this is just a terrible, god awful start. Try again. Yeah, so like my content has been very apolitical. I feel like for the most part. Every now and then I do my evil virtue signaling, and show how much of a simp I am or whatever. But I'm just not a very politically active person. But I still try to stay abreast of politics. I still want to know what's going on. I used to be much more politically savvy, I guess. Give me some. Okay, you know what? Hey, the game doesn't want to give me things. We will wait. We will patiently wait until we actually get a playable start here. Game is fucking obsessed, and people say perk bloat's not real. Can you believe this shit? Look at that. But yeah, I don't know. I used to be much more politically not savvy is the wrong word for it, but at least politically engaged, I guess. When I was probably in my early adolescence, so like late teens, early 20s was when I was much more politically conscious, and I'm still like maybe I'm not very socially conscious, I don't know, but as far as like literal politics are concerned, it's just something that I've kind of checked out of for the most part. This game hates me today. Okay, let's try the Scythe again. Fuck me. But yeah, ever since like probably even before Trump got elected, probably like 2014, 2015-ish is when I kind of more or less checked out. I still like to, keep an eye on what's going on, but I don't know. It's a lot of effort to stay engaged. This is a tough question here. Double shot or power shot? You know what? We go double shot. Conventional wisdom, I think, would say power shot there for Splinter, but lately I've been on a Fusillade kick, and I'm sticking to that. And especially with this build, we need to get mini clip pretty quickly, so. And that's how we play this one. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. But I was thinking about it before I started the recording here. And by before the recording, I just mean like just today, earlier on in the day. I think you go power shot this time. Think about it earlier on in the day. I back when I was more politically conscious, the big television presence that was like destroying the nation was Glenn Beck. That was more or less the Tucker Carlson analog of this guy who was just pretty much saying the craziest shit you had ever damn heard. But when Glenn Beck did it, like, he had like a fucking like chalkboard, and he literally looked like a conspiracy theorist, basically, right? And it sort of made him feel less credible. And I think the analogy or the comparison here that I want to make Also, this is a pretty tough choice here too for me. I think here I take Splinter actually. I know well, Fanfire is like essential though too. Actually, give me Fanfire. Maybe it's less impactful now, but we need it for mini clip. I don't know. So anyway, Glenn Beck was like kind of a joke. He had like this big audience, but he never was perceived very seriously. I feel like for the most part. And I feel like the analogy is that Glenn Beck is to Donald Trump. I gotta go sniper here. I love Electromage, but again, assassin is of the utmost importance. Glenn Beck was to Donald Trump as Tucker Carlson is to Ron DeSantis, where they're you know, Glenn Beck and Tucker Carlson are basically saying more or less the same shit, maybe not the literal same things, but equally as crazy shit, more or less. But for whatever reason, and the reason is because he just acts more seriously and is less comedic about what he's doing. Most of the time, you know, sans hot M&Ms. Tucker Carlson is just generally, you know, not joking around as much, and he's not like doing goofy shit as much in his presentation of his bullshit, basically. Whereas Glenn Beck, you know, looked unhinged as he was talking about the things he believed, I guess. Where in a similar sense, like Trump, you know, running around on his escalators, talking about building walls and shit. But for some reason, Ron DeSantis also saying crazy shit, but because he's, I don't know, he looks more put together. He doesn't surround himself with goofballs all the time. He's perceived as being like a real politician, basically, when instead he's like fucking getting into turf wars with Disney. So I don't know. That's my 2 cents on it, which doesn't mean much, I suppose. Oh, I love Fusillade, but I think we gotta, you know, look out for getting mini clip here. So then we go quick hands, which I don't love, but I think that's how we play it here. I don't know. We don't need Fusillade yet. I think Fusillade is important, but we don't need it this early yet, probably. That's how I'm gonna choose to believe this is going right now. But anyway, that's my, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to think this and put and you know, do the math here and put it together. Oh, by the way, I should mention, if you don't know, because this happened actually pretty recently, so it's very reasonable to assume that maybe you didn't hear this news. Tucker Carlson, you know, either got fired or chose to leave Fox News. There's a lot, you know, they're saying that, you know, they've parted ways. Most likely, and my guess personally is that it's some sort of result from the maybe it's not the Dominion lawsuit. I don't know. But I know that the Dominion voting company or whatever recently settled in court with Fox News for like $800 million ish. It seems like an awful coincidence that, like, you know, a week later, one of the news anchors who spread the most lies about Dominion voting then proceeds to leave the network. That seems like, you know, too much of a coincidence to me, but I don't know. But something's going on that's pretty interesting. He's off the show though. Rip Bozo. Fucking hope. Listen. I don't wish many ill will on many people. It would be probably better for society if he died sooner rather than later. I don't know, but like, he's out here grifting. What are you gonna do? I will take Assassin here. That's a pretty sick pickup for us. Level 14 is definitely within acceptable range of seeing Assassin here, so I'm happy to see that. I don't know, fuck that guy. He's caused a lot of damage to society as a whole. And he doesn't deserve to die for it, but it would be better. Maybe. Siege is interesting here too, because it gives us access to stand your ground, but I think we want to just get into Electromage here. That's a little bit more important of a get for us. Anyway, how are you guys doing though besides that? Sorry. I don't know. I've done a pretty good job. I don't know why. I've done a pretty good job of more or less staying away from political discussion for most of my YouTubing career. Mainly because it's just not something that I'm very interested in talking about. I don't think I have. That's like the big thing when it comes to like 20 minutes till dawn, right? Or in games like this, I think, you know, I'm trying to at least do something that not many people are doing, right? And you know, it's actually a really interesting segue to this. I did a video recently talking about whether or not liking videos actually helps with the analytics of a video, right? And Jeffrey, aka Jeffrey Gray, aka Jay Gray, who I'm gonna say the whole thing every time I mention him, by the way. He had mentioned something along the lines of like, it was very nice of him to say. I want to clarify this first. He said something along the lines of like, you know, I am the best 20 minutes till dawn YouTuber, right? Which is nice of him to say, and I think he is correct. But that's just by virtue of literally no one else playing this game anymore. So it was a genuinely nice compliment to make, but also, you know, no one else is playing the game anymore. And what I'm trying to say on this is that, like, at least this is a space where I can maybe I can find a new build that like changes the meta or whatever, right? Or someone can tell me one, like how Arn told me about the crossbow Abby build, right? Right, and then he can tell me a build, and then I can make a video about it, and I can, you know, put that info out there, right? Whereas when it comes to, like, politics, I'm not going to say anything unique or interesting, basically. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to be the person who does that for you. I'm sorry to say, but that is just the case. I don't have any... I'm not insightful enough to say... And hey, maybe I am. Maybe that the DeSantis, Trump, Glenn Beck, Tucker Carlson analog is something that you've never thought about before, which is why I wanted to bring it up here, I guess, because I thought it was kind of interesting. But I doubt I'm the first person to make this comparison as well, so, you know, that is what it is. Give me the arrow magic here. This build is coming together actually pretty nicely right now. I don't think we're on track here for a new world record kill count wise, but this does feel like it's coming together pretty nicely. But yeah, I don't know. That was interesting, I guess, maybe. And in conclusion, fuck Tucker Carlson. I'm glad he's off of Fox News. I am scared about what he'll do next. And I'm also morbidly curious to see what he will do, you know, post Fox News. Curious to see what Fox News will do post Tucker Carlson as well. It's all very interesting to me. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah. We've got the mini clip set up here. We have the tornadoes getting sent out here too. I think this is the build, right? This is what we're doing here. We should try to set as many tornadoes as possible down. That's pretty important for us here, right? We want to send as many as possible down, so that way, because if we're killing enemies from far away, we want the far away kills to be bottom of the screen, so that way the XP gets picked up by being out of bounds. Electro Mastery here. We need Pyromage. I just realized we saw Pyromage before, but I forget what I took for... I took over it. I forget what I took over Pyromage. We did see it once. We do need to get that now for Overload. It's gonna be a little problematic if we don't see that at some point. Anyway. Oh, there's Pyromage. There's Siege again. I'm sorry again, though, Siege. Gotta go with what we want here. Okay, I'm liking this. This is solid. A little unfortunate that we got the Tome of Elements, I think, on the deer. That's probably the only bad RNG we really had here so far. You could make the argument that level 14 Assassin is bad RNG, but that's kind of psychotic, I feel like. That's I would say, pretty good RNG in the grand scheme of things. You know, it's not a level 4 Assassin, but it's not a bad level for Assassin either. So, yeah. Generally speaking, by the time we hit, like, the 10-minute mark here, we want to be... I think, like, the best I ever get to, usually, is, like, level 35, after picking up all the XP on the ground up there. So the question is, how many levels are sitting on the ground above us? And I don't know the answer. I'm hoping it's, like, 4 or 5 levels. So we'll be pretty close. We're not going to be like at a world record pace here. But we're doing pretty good. I don't want either of these, really. I don't want Magic Blade either. I guess we just take Run and Gun for no bloat. It will not increase our Windborne damage increase to the tornadoes, but doesn't hurt to have. In the Wind will, though, so that's probably something we want to keep an eye out for. Okay. We're at the 10-minute mark here. Let's collect the XP on the ground. The witches are going to come in now, so we got a little bit of a cooldown period here, basically. We'll take rubber bullets for the fire rate increase. And God, this all sucks. I don't know. Ghost Friend's not terrible. We do want Kunoichi eventually. I think we'll just take the Ghost Friend here. We already have the Scythe, so why not, right? Dark Art's here for sure. Ooh, in the Wind or Wither, this is actually a really tough one. I think because we already have Assassin, we want to get Kunoichi online ASAP. But Wither is a very good choice there, too. Okay, here we will take Eye of the Storm. We're actually level like 35 here. We actually got about where I wanted to be here. Intense Burn is fine, but I think we take Best Friends for the eventual Kunoichi buff. If we get Kunoichi like right now, it's going to look like we're a genius. Unfortunately, we will whiff it there, but whatever. Yeah, wow, level 36. We're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well here. I'll take Stand Your Ground on this level. Okay. This is going well, though. Level 36 is a good place to be here after the XP harvest. That's nice. What else can I talk about here? What else do I have? Well, I have nothing else. I came in here knowing that I was going to talk about Tucker Carlson a little bit because I just saw it on the news. But beyond that, I don't have much else to talk about. Yeah, I don't know. One thing that I can talk about is an upcoming series I'm going to be starting soon. I've mentioned it before on various random videos, so it's okay if you don't know about it. But I have been recording a series with Voyix of me playing through Sonic 06, aka the worst video game of all time. It's really bad. The series should be pretty good, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know, depends on what you're into, right? But that should be maybe coming out soon. We're almost done playing the game. And if that does sound interesting to you, you know, check it out when it comes out. Watch the first episode. Maybe you'll love it, maybe you won't. Who knows? But I'm excited for it. And I imagine it will not do as well as my other series will do. Which is interesting because not to be too defeatist about it, but lately analytics have been down, right? Numbers have been down, which is okay. And you know, it's not my first rodeo there in regards to like numbers going up and down. That stuff happens all the time, so it's not that weird. But you know, a lot of times there's an ebb and flow, if you will, right, to content creation. Sometimes you're especially with like 20 minutes till dawn, and more so than any other game I've played, right? It's a game that was really hinging analytically on content updates, right? New character comes out, it brings people back to the game, they start watching more videos of the game, etc., stuff like that. That was a big thing, and it's been a long time since there's been any new content, right? And obviously at some point, eventually there will be no new content. There will be no new changes to the game, no new characters, etc. The game will eventually be finished, right? And there will be no new content, and at that point, I will either have to move to another game or continue playing this game until nobody is watching it, right? Those are pretty much the two options. Or die. Or just stop playing the game entirely, if that is the case too then, right? And I don't know. I still like playing the game, obviously. I mean, maybe not obviously, but I still enjoy the pursuit of getting a high kill count, because that's all that there really is, to me at least, that's interesting in the game. Endless mode was a wash, if you ask me. I don't have very much fun with endless mode. That's a me issue, I guess, probably, right? Maybe plenty of people out there who do like endless mode, but my joy in this game at this point is just trying to get as big of a number as possible in kill count. That's my objective here, right? A little bit of a whiff on this one, I guess. Let's just go watch and learn, just for bloat perk reasons. But yeah, I don't know. What was I talking about? But yeah, a game like this is very update, dependent, right? And it's not, and that's what does that mean, right? What does that mean about this game? Does that mean that this game is not that good and is being held up by gimmicks? No, I don't think so. I just think that it just means that it's not a game that's meant to be played for like a million billion hours. Some games just magically have that replay value. It's like it's hard to describe. Also, I guess I take Wind Cutter here because all of these kind of suck. Oh yeah, so some games just have that replay value, right? Some games, not every game can be a Slay the Spire or a Monster Train, where they can be played for 1,000 hours. And this game is probably just not one of them, and that's fine. Doesn't make it a bad thing, but it does mean that the game, from a content creation standpoint, I will eventually move on from it, right? So whatever, I don't know. I don't know. But it's something I think about a lot. You know, what do I make videos for? What do I put my time into? Kunoichi's pretty cool. I like that. And I also think about like what the future content will look like, right? Like what will the future of this game look like as well, right? When in the 1.0 update, will there be new game modes? Will there be new that's like another thing too, right? I'm hoping they add like increased darkness levels, but that does also mean that they add new darkness levels that like all of my work has been obsoleted, right? All of this trying to figure out the meta and trying to figure out what the highest kill count possible is. That all gets thrown out the window then, right? Because now there's a new difficulty mode, so none of that matters anymore, which is fine. I do want Windborne, but I think I'll take Death Rounds here first. Out of these, give me Intense Burn. Game refuses to give me Fire Starter, by the way, which is pretty messed up. Oh, Fire Starter. Cool, thank you. Oh, there's Overload. Okay. Interesting that you show up now, Overload, but whatever. Anyway. What do you got here? Tome of Rage by any chance? Yes, Tome of Rage. Very good. Very good. Okay. I don't know. Sorry, I got distracted by the boss. I forget what I was talking about exactly, and I don't want to repeat what I was saying before. In conclusion, 20 minutes till dawn, cool game, but am looking for a potential exit ramp once the 1.0 release happens if the game gets stale again. But I think it is fair to say that the game is a lot stale, or is pretty stale at this point, right? Because this is fun to do for me, right? I like trying to get a high kill count, but I think once I do hit 28k kills, I think that's the last like 1,000 number barrier that I want to break. I'm not saying that 29k is not possible. I'm just saying that I don't want to be the person to do that. I think that's a little too much work. So I'll be more interested in other stuff instead, I think. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about other projects to do though, maybe something more long form, but I think to do that, and it's something I had to do more research into. A lot of content creators, they will make multiple channels, right? They'll have a channel for like Let's Playing and a channel for whatever their normal content is, and then they'll have like a channel for like clips, which are basically just like a shorts channel, right? Stuff like that. And that's something that I want to look into a little bit, but the problem is I don't know how to segue into that, if that makes sense, right? Like, I think I take Kill Clip here just because I think Ritual we'll just add bloat perks from the what's it called, the synergy perk with Reaper rounds and it. I don't think we want that. So then we just take kill clip here. But yeah, I know there's a lot of content creators do that for a reason. And I think the idea, like here's the thing, right? Like I have an audience base already on this channel, right? But I want to let's look at the analytics video, right? The analytics video I did, right? Before about the likes and stuff like that. That video, I could see that video maybe going viral, right? Because it's about an interesting topic that people are very curious about. Also, God, it took us so long to find Wither. What the hell? I think it's about an interesting topic that I think people are interested in, and if that video got in front of the right people, I think that it could do very well. But I think the issue is that my viewers are interested in Let's Play content, right? They're not interested. The audience that I've created here is not interested in that content very much. Not at all, because people did watch the video and left comments and stuff like that too. So there are some people who are kind of curious about stuff like that. Ooh, this is kind of a whiff here, huh? Give me bug. I don't know. Magic Lens is probably right, but I don't like it. I don't respect Magic Lens. Let me come up here and get this XP. Give me excitement. That's a pretty good one here, I think. These all suck. Like maybe you go Frenzy for the attack speed increase on Ghost Friend, then we can put like Thunder Spawns on it too. I actually kind of like that here, because Ghost Friend should be popping off right now with Kunoichi. Oh, look at that, Thunder Spawns. Sick. Let's go. Okay. I guess Hell Spawns too at this point. Why not? Get in there, bud. Give me recharge here for generator potentially. Happy to see that for sure. But yeah, I don't know. I think that the idea is supposed to be, right, for example, right? I get people who watch this video to join my Discord channel, right? And then in the Discord, that is where I promote my other projects. So if I do make a more analytical video like the whatever it's called, like the do likes help small creators video, right? If I make that video then on a different YouTube channel, I think the idea is supposed to be also, what do I take here? These all suck so bad. Give me Soothing Warmth, whatever. I think the idea is supposed to be that like, here's like the thing, right? We don't have enough time to talk about it. I'm sorry. We only have a minute left in this video, basically. Basically, the gist of it is that my instinct is to put like a video out on this channel because I already have a viewer base here, and even though it's not super relevant to the videos I already make, there will be some people who still want to see it because they're kind of interested, right? That's like the first idea, but I think the issue is that most people are not interested, so the click-through rate is pretty low, so the YouTube algorithm says, probably not that good of a video, let's not show it to anyone. Where instead, if I had made that on a separate channel that was more in theme, it would probably have an overall better click-through rate, because what I could do is I could use something like Discord to promote the video, and then I think that's like the way you're supposed to do it, basically. I think that's like the piece that I'm kind of missing, that I'm just not doing correctly as far as like content creation goes. But whatever, who cares? Doesn't really matter. This video is about to be over. I think we have a pretty high kill count here because we're level 59 basically, just about. So I'm curious to see how we did here kill count wise. I'm guessing 26k, 27k. That's a pretty good run. That's a pretty good run. I think the only issues here RNG wise, this could have been a tiny bit earlier, but not too much. And then the big issue is probably this Tome of Elements here as opposed to being a Tome of Rage instead. I think we get Tome of Rage here. I think we get another 500 kills at least. Something like that. And then these guys coming in so late, even though we had them set up so early, that was an issue too. Right? Or I guess these two were the only ones that came in late. This came in extremely early once we got the perks for it. But Kunoichi we had set up here, and it took to here to get, and then death rounds we had set up, I think back here, right? I think we had, yeah. This is when we had death rounds available, and this is how long it took to find death rounds, right? That was the only really bad RNG. But and then also Wither took a pretty long time too, but whatever. But that was pretty good. That was a pretty good run. sorry, it was so political. If you had to stop watching because of that, I understand. But let me know how you feel about things. I guess whatever. Goodbye.